Good morning, students. In today's video, we are going to learn a new lesson from Standard 10th, SST 1, History, lesson number 8, Tourism and History. Tourism and History. In this lesson, what we are going to learn through this lesson, the first we will learn about tourism in the past, second, types of tourists, then development of tourism and conservation and preservation of historical places. And next point, what we will read, we discuss and we get information about the professional opportunities in the tourism and hospitality industry. So students, all these points we are going to cover in this chapter, tourism and history. This is the first point, tourism in the past. The tradition of traveling is quite old in India. People used to travel for various reasons like pilgrims, going to local fairs and festivals in search of renewed teacher and good education for trade. So, as you know, students, people have very ancient history as a tourism to travel one place to another places for the various reasons, maybe in search of good teacher and for the pilgrimage purpose to visit the historical places to give the sermons. For that purpose, many saints more, they also visited the different places across the country, across the world. So in this way, we have this past history of tourism. So, in brief, from ancient times, people took to traveling for various reasons. So, students, various reasons that people, they were wandering, they were traveling in search of knowledge, in search of their any reasons. So, this is the past of our tourism. So, see, now next we are to discuss what do you mean by the tourism. See, student, here. Tourism can be defined as the traveling to visit place in a district regions for a specific purpose. So for a specific purpose, that tourists, that people can visit to a particular place. For what purpose? Maybe in the distance place. Okay, for what purpose? To visit that place. Okay. Now, in the latter half of 19th century, see, the name of the Thomas Cook is not worthy in the context of tourism. So, in the 19th half century, there is one person who started a tourism trip in first time, and that was his name was Thomas Cook. So, of tourism history, he organized a trip by railway from Leicester to Loughborough for about 600 people. So he started first his trip along with 600 people. The first time he started such kind of trip. Then later he was successful in organizing a round trip of Europe. And after that successful journey, he organized a round trip of Europe. And eventually he established a travel agency selling touristic, and he started his travel agency by selling the tickets. And this early venture of Thomas Cook opened doors for the development of modern tourism, and from that moment, from that person, so we can say birth of this, opened the doors for the development of modern tourism in 19th half century. Okay, who? Thomas Cook. Okay, so fine. Now next one, the students, types of tourism. Types of tourism. This tourism has become an independent field of local. Next point is types of tourism, and you know how it's a developed when we see as a tourist places, how that is developed. So, and by that there is a types of tourism. So see, there is a first as a local and interstate tourism, international tourism, historical tourism, geographical tourism, agro-tourism, sports tourism, okay, so, and tourism based on special events. So these are some types of tourism as a sports tourism, agro-tourism, health tourism, geographic tourism, historical tourism, international tourism, and local and interstate tourism. So let us discuss one by one. So first, so these days tourism has become an independent field of local, interstate, national and international business. The desire to visit national and international monuments, places of historical importance and natural beauty. So this is nowadays it's a common thing. We people who visit natural scenery, historical places, all these beautiful places, and it's developing as a state level, as an international level. Then ancient centers known for handicrafts, pilgrim centers, industrial centers, and sites of various developmental projects. So students, we people visit such a kind of places as industrial places. Okay, some any famous or any renewed factory. As a school trip, we can go there, visit. Many people go for the study purpose. Many people go for the historical places for admire, to take information about historical place also. Maybe science centers also. So this is now thing we are doing. So we in this way we visit such places, and a lot of scope are there. Promotes tourism, and tourists from all over the world wish to visit natural and man-made sites. Yes, students. So people, the tourists, they attract towards the man-made and the natural things. So natural means as a geographical area, as a mountains, as a beaches, okay, lakes, and man-made as a monuments, historical buildings. So all these man-made things, sites. All these are the interest or the central point of that tourist. Then the places like snow-capped peaks, beaches, pristine jungles, which were neglected previously, became important location of tourist interest. And those places which were neglected, but nowadays they have got their importance by this tourism. Mass media began to make special audio-visual presentations highlighting places of tourist interest. Tourism can be broadly divided into local tourism, interstate tourism, international tourism, health tourism, science tourism, agro-tourism, sports tourism, tourism based on special events. So all these are the types of tourism. Okay, so all these are the types of tourism. Number one, local and interstate tourism. So this kind of tourism is not very overwhelming because it's within one's own country. So it's not some troublesome, very heavy or problematic, we can say, because it's happened in one's own country. So there is no very big issue of language and other things. So it does not cause difficulties of language, procuring currency and documents. More so, we can plan it at the time suitable to us. What happens to us? For this local and interstate tourism, there is no difficulty because language, if you don't know regional language, but at least we can speak in our national language, then there is no need to change our currency, no need to submit our legal documents to take permissions. So in this way, and by our time, by choosing our time, we can visit such places as a local and interstate tourism. Now next point is type is international tourism. International tourism. Nowadays it has become easier to travel because of the easy availability of a number of options of a railway, marine and air transport. So now students, for the international tourism, nowadays we don't have any problem in debate. Why? Because of the technology, because of the facilities of marine as a coastal area, as a aeroplane, as a railway route. So all this, because of them, world become very close. So there is a trans-European railway route. Aviation has brought the entire world close. So that skill, that technique of that aeroplane, of that ships, because of that, the world is become very close. Now, because of the economic liberalization policy of the Indian government, the number of people traveling back and forth from India has increased considerably. So, because of this policy, because of economic liberalization policy, the people from India, they can go abroad, they can go another country or as a picnic to see the monuments, as a trip. And from other country, the people can come in our country, they can also visit our country. So, because of that, which policy? Because of the economic liberalization policy of Indian government. Now, they include people traveling for studies, relaxation, sightseeing and professional assignments, also for shooting of the films. So, for what purpose? For the shooting of the films, for the study purpose. Many students, they come in our country, and students from our country, they also go to abroad to another country for the study purpose and for the film shooting. Okay, and also any kind of business meetings. In this way, people can go there or for their entertainment, or maybe as their trips, people can visit from one country to another country. Now, next type of tourism is historical tourism. This type of tourism is popular all over the world, and tours to historical places are arranged to satisfy people's interest in history. So, different kind of places, they have the attraction of the tourist. It can be noted in the context that Gopal Nilkanth Dandekar, renewed Marathi writer, used to arrange hiking tours to forts in Maharashtra. So one of the renowned writer of our Maharashtra, that is Gopal Nilkanth Dandekar, who used to arrange the many hike, and he has written hiking towards the forts. As you know, in Maharashtra we have the land of forts. So see, in Maharashtra, to explore the sites closely linked to Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj and his achievements. So those are the forts deeply associated with Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, and he closed the study, the information about that Shivaji Maharaj achievements and that forts. His achievements tours are also arranged to important historical sites in India, such as the forts in Rajasthan, ashram of Mahatma Gandhi, and Acharya University, and other part also as a ashram of Mahatma Gandhi. Then also the other some monuments, some forts in Rajasthan. Okay, and the important places related to the Indian War of Independence in 1857. So many things he visited. So all these things comes under the term of historical tourism. Now students, after historical tourism, there is a next type of tourism is geographical tourism. So this type of tourism involves visiting the places to observe. So what they observe under this tourism, we visited to observe special geographic features of a region. So as a special geographic features of that region. Then it includes various natural and animal sanctuaries, places like valley of flowers in Uttarakhand. So in this term we visit that geographical places like beaches, mountain ranges. Okay, so see that valleys of flowers in Uttarakhand, various beaches, unique geographical wonders like the Crater Lake at Lonar. So these are some examples are given here. So such geographical areas, landforms, which is the attraction of a tourist, maybe for the study purpose, there we visit. Lonar and see Ranjan Khalge naturally curved out cavities in rocks. So that the Ranjan Khalge, which appears in that river, at Nighos in Maharashtra. So many tourists like to visit these places to satisfy their curiosity. So those places are interested. As an example is given from the Maharashtra, Ranjan Khalge at Nighos in Maharashtra is the one of the attraction of tourists. So this is the geographical tourism. Now next type is health tourism. As you know, student, health tourism means people go another country for our treatment. Many people from other country, they come to our country for the treatment, for the better treatment. So for that purpose, there is a development of a health tourism. So see how it is. So people from Western countries find the health service and facilities in India comparatively cheaper and yet of good standard. Hence, many foreigners were prepared to come to India to avail of medical facilities because of what? The services of the health services that facility in India as comparatively other countries, it is very cheap in our country. So that's why that foreigners, they come in our country in India to avail their medical facilities. So India is the tropical country where ample sunlight is available. So our country very lucky, we have the plenty of sunlight. So we are in tropical region, we are hot region. So this attracts tourists from countries with cold climate to India. So, and because of this, the countries having cold climate, that countries they come to India in hot climate. So, and as one feature of our nation is Ayurveda is there, that yoga is there. So because of that, with the help of this, we can cure our disease. So, availability of facilities of yoga training and the therapies based on Ayurveda is one more reason to want to visit India. So that is the important reason why people come to India to avail their medical facilities. So because of that, yoga therapy, yoga training center and the Ayurvedic medicines, okay, and that plenty of sunrise which is required for our body. Now next tourism, agro-tourism. Agro-tourism, which is also known as agri-tourism. Why? It's rapidly developing, especially meant for the urban population. So it's developed very rapidly. Why? From the people of urban, they visit to the village area, which has very little exposure to rural life and agriculture. They expose the rural life and agriculture. So now Indian farmers are also visiting faraway places like agriculture research centers, agriculture universities and countries like Israel, where experimentation in advanced technology of agriculture is carried out. So students, why? Farmers from our country also, they visit to another country for what purpose? To acquire the new knowledge, new technology regarding the farming. And many other countries, students, farmers, they also come to our country. So exchange of knowledge. So because of this, there is a development of such a kind of agri-tourism. Okay, for what purpose? Because of the advanced technology of agriculture is carried out. So for that purpose, they visit to that another countries. In this way, there is a growth of agri-tourism. And next is sports tourism. Sports tourism was developed in 20th century. There are various sports events organized on international level like Olympic Games, Wimbledon, World Chess Championships, and international cricket tournaments. So all these are some examples. So because of this, players from various countries, they go in a particular country. Okay, so it is one kind of tourism. Players from particular country, they also come to our country. So again, while there are events like Himalayan car rally on national level, so there is Himalayan rally, one kind of competition. Then events like Maharashtra se Kesari, Maharashtra Kesari regarding the wrestling, Kolhapur famous for wrestling. To see such Maharashtra Kesari, one of the greatest award in the wrestling of Maharashtra, and traveling to attend such events comes under sports tourism. Okay, so about the tourism. Last type of tourism is tourism based on special events. People want to travel and they are often to look out for special reason to do it. In the 21st century, it has become common to organize such events. So people now visiting for various reasons, and in this 21st century, it is common events to organize such kind of trips, such a kind of meetings, such a kind of seminars for the various purpose. So this all these things promote the tourism. Film festivals, various types of seminars and conferences, international book exhibitions. We see the agri exhibition held in your district, also some kind of books exhibition. So these events, maybe some conferences regarding any issue, then are examples of such a special events. People keep visiting several places to attend such a special events. So from various places that people attend such kind of events. Many literature enthusiasts in Maharashtra travel every year to attend Akhil Bharatiya Marathi Sahitya Sammelan. It's one of the greatest event of our state regarding literature, Marathi literature, and for that purpose many writers, poem, they attend such a kind of Sahitya Sammelan. Means for Indian Marathi literary convention. So these are some examples. The students will discuss about types of tourism, what do you mean by tourism, and types of tourism. Now we stop it. Next part we continue in next video.